Yo, what's up guys? It's Yellowfin, and I am going to be giving you guys my prediction for what I think the new update is going to be. So, we've been getting hints for this new update for a while now. It's been like 2 months since we've gotten like the first teasers pretty much for it. Or like the first step where we figured that like a new update was coming. Like I'm pretty sure I made a Top Drives Garage update video on me preparing for the new update like 3 months ago. I'm pretty sure that was like Garage Update episode 6, I think. Yeah, I think it was the 6th one because it was right after I pulled my Gumpert Apollo. So it's been like 3 months since then, and we still haven't gotten that new update yet. Now they did say something on one of the Discord servers of that either they're going to reveal the new update coming out on their Top Drive show, which is on Thursday, or it's going to be out before then. So one of the two is going to happen. I've still been saving, gonna try and get my cash back up to 1.5 mil. I did open up two 5x ceramics, which you'll see whenever I do that compilation video I've been working on of just a bunch of ceramic pack compilation video. I did open those because I needed some fuse material for a tune-up challenge, but I'm basically just saving back up now. But what the real purpose of this video is for me to give my predictions for what I think this new update's going to be. So, there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of hints being given out. Some hints that don't really have anything to do and have been proven false, but people are still speculating on them. I've speculated on some of them as well, so it's not really like anyone's speculation is wrong, because it is speculation. No one knows if it's actually true or false. We don't really know anything for 100% sure. But my prediction, or what I'm thinking it is I think it's going to be a full German update. Now there's been speculation for maybe the update being Japanese. There's been some speculation for maybe the update being a Japanese update, maybe even multiple countries, even speculation for it being a second American update, because there's been some teasers about other stuff about brands that didn't get to be in American Frontier that are now able to be put into the game. So there's been speculation about that. There's been speculation about having it be multiple countries again, like European Revolution, but I'm thinking it's going to be German. And the reason why I think it is German is even though we do have a lot of German cars in the game, it's just there isn't very much of like this. The real reason we have a lot of German cars in the game is because we have a lot of German manufacturers, and mainly a good chunk of it's just BMW. But we're lacking a lot for some of the manufacturers that have a lot of cars, because there's a lot of German cars like in real life. Germany has just tons and tons of cars, and some of the brands in the game that are German are just missing a lot of those vehicles. Like Audi is lacking. Audi's been lacking for a long time. Audi's been in since the start of the game. They didn't get anything new in German Renaissance, and they just haven't had anything. Literally their lowest car is an RQ40, which shows a lot about the brand when most of their high tier stuff, which means most of the brand is high tier stuff. Like it starts epic right here with the Audi S4, so there isn't very much low tier to even collect, which makes it a pretty difficult one to even make events with. And there is a lot of Audis. There's also a lot of lower tier Audis. Every Audi in the game is 4-wheel drive, but there's a lot that are front-wheel drive. I'm not sure if there's any rear-wheel drive Audis. Oh yeah, there is, because there's the Audi Quattro R8 rear-wheel drive. So there is a lot of different cars that have a lot of potential. BMW, I mean, there is still a bunch of BMW. There's a bunch of new BMW that have been released, like, in real life. And there is still a lot that haven't been covered. There's just so many different cars that could still be added to this category, even though BMW already has 130 cars. But it's just like the German meta, it's just either really good or it's like crap. So that's why Germany still, like, even though it has the most cars in the game, most of the cars are fuse material. Like, most of them aren't very noticeable or that you want to keep. Other German manufacturers is Mercedes. Also, it's either a really good car or it's basically useless. Like, you got cars like the SL500, which is just garbage, and then you got stuff like the S63, which is, like, amazing. So you only really see, like, the same few German cars in events. You don't really see some of the other ones, because they're usually fuse material. So that's why, like, getting a German update, there'll be added a lot more meta-strong German cars that people will want to keep. And I'll talk more about that in a second after we go through all these other brands. So the brands that I think might get a revamp, I'm predicting that I don't think BMW will get any. So my prediction will be, we're going to see some new Mercedes, we're going to see some new Audi, no new BMWs. Actually, let me see what the German brands are first before I miss one on my prediction. So if we go to country Germany, okay, so Apollo, I don't think we're going to see any Apollo. I'm not really sure though. I mean, we do have 7, and it's like a good amount. and I don't really know how many more you could really add to Apollo. So I'm gonna say we don't get any Apollo. We are getting some Audis. No new BMWs, I feel like, even though there is a bunch of areas where they can work on. I feel like we will get a lot of Mini. I feel like we could probably see a bunch of Mini coming to the game, because there are some fast Minis, like the Mini Cooper GP. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Yeah, the new one, which would make a great epic. I think it would probably be an epic, or like a really high tier ultra rare, but there's like a lot of different minis too that can be added to the game that would make it good. Porsche also is definitely going to get a revamp if it's going to be a German update, which is what I'm predicting. Porsche definitely needs an upgrade, because lower tier Porsche, it's pretty boring. Like, there isn't really anything you want to keep in the lower tier area of Porsche. None of the cars in the bottom area are really standouts that you want to keep, besides maybe the 911S, the Boxster, and the 968 Club Sport. But even those three, you don't really need to have one in your garage. The one probably you need to most have in your garage, is probably the Boxster. But you only really need one of them. You don't really need to keep two Boxsters. And that's why Porsche getting an update would be great, because it could add so many lower tier Porsche that actually make you want to collect more. And same for the ultra rare category. There's a lot of good ultra rares, but there just isn't really much, and there isn't really something that like stands out a ton. Like, there is some good stuff, but usually like the highest car is just a car that has good MRA. It's not really great anywhere else, and they just don't have something that like significantly stands out. It's sort of like just they're all basically good, decent all-rounders. And then epics, there's a lot of bad ones, and then there's also some good ones, but there's room to throw in like a really great one. Like, the best one they've had basically is the 911 Carrera RSR or the 911 GT3 RS, and they've just been completely overshadowed now. Plus also legendaries, there's a lot of room to throw in some really great Porsche into the game. There's some insanely fast ones now that are brand new, because they've been, 2018 is probably the newest year? Yeah, 2018 probably. And there's been so many like insanely fast Porsche now added in real life, I guess, that have been manufactured in real life, and a bunch of older stuff too. So just a lot of areas to expand on in Porsche. Other manufacturers, what else we got that are German? Roof, I feel like we might get some new roof, because there is some that could be added to it, but I'm not really sure. It's sort of like Apollo, where I'm just not really sure how much more you can really add on to it. Like, I know there's a lot more roof than Apollo, but still, I'm not really sure how much more you can really add to it, so I'm sort of just like saying it might happen. It could happen where they could add some more roof, but I'm not really saying count on it. Smart, not really sure if they'd add really any to that either. Opal, though, I have a feeling they may add some more Opal, because there is a lot of Opal to increase on, because we only have small bit of it. There are some pretty strong Opals though, so like Opal at least has some stuff that like stands out as really good. OPC Extreme, Opel Corsa Super, and the Cadet Rally, plus lower tier 2, Opel GT, GT Concept, the 400 and the 400 Rally are all great cars to have. But there's also a lot more generic stuff too. Now with Opel, it's the difference from Porsche or Mercedes. Opel is just mainly like good stuff. There's only a few that are sort of meh tier cars. So there can be a lot of meh tier cars added to Opel, while with the other brands, they might need some more strong tier cars to be added. Because when you're in German events, you sometimes see a lot of Opel, and it's a brand with only 16 German cars. While with the other bigger brands, you really only see the top tier Meta stuff, and not really any of the other really meh stuff. And Volkswagen, I feel like we might get some more Volkswagen actually. I'm predicting that we may actually get some Volkswagen added to the game, which would be interesting because Volkswagen is also kind of meh. Like, it's high tier, it's nothing really great. It's basically just some good four-wheel drive standard tough stuff and the Golf GTI. But there's ultra rares is just insanely lacking. It's basically 3 fused material cars. I guess the R32 could be decent if you want to keep it, and then just one actual car that you want to keep definitely. And epics, it's sort of meh as well. Just W12 Roadster is good, and then maybe the Arteon and the CC. At least the CC from my experience is a good one. But none of the others are really anything too special, and same for legendaries. It's a prize car, and then some meh legendaries, especially this one since it was already an epic, went to legendary, so people have it maxed, so 1 star is not really that great because you're just going to be going up against max ones. And then that's it. So that's it for my predictions for brands. Now, another thing, there's also a bunch of new features coming, like the wishlist feature, and I'm just gonna throw this out there. because it would be pretty funny if I got this right, but I feel like there's going to be some sort of another campaign coming. Either a campaign or a championship. Now this is just basically a shot in the dark. There's been nothing on this happening. I just have a very small feeling, and I just sort of want to throw it out there in case it does happen, because then I could be like, hey, I said that, but don't get your hopes up on that. I just had this very small feeling like that maybe that would be pretty funny if that did happen. But, I mean, we still got Yellowbird too, but it has been a while since Yellowbird came out. I think that was after German Renaissance, so whatever update came after German Renaissance was when Yellowbird came out, I'm pretty sure. But now, what I was talking about before was, what was that thing I wanted to highlight on? I think it was, the German meta cars. How there aren't very many now. How just all the stuff sort of gets overshadowed by all the other stuff. So let's go to, like, Epic. And then let's do, how about slick tires? Or let's just see. So, like, here, you can see now with, some of the top German stuff. Let's actually check that out first. I'm not really sure where I was planning with going with this, but I want to try and show you guys what I mean. So, most of the good stuff, that's German stuff, is just these couple of Audis, and, oh, the sensitive slider again, and they're not really that great. Like, the only really good one is the RS6 Avant, which is really the only one that makes a big difference in, like, the meta field, where then you're like, oh my gosh, I have it, and the SQ5. And then there is some stuff that is pretty good, like that you pull and you want to keep it, but nothing that's really too crazy. Like the 911 Carrera RSR and the 911 GT3 RS used to be two of like the top tier stuff. And now just looking at Epic's 4090 and 3989, I'm pretty sure which were their stats, and you just got stuff that's so much better. Oop, and I messed up again. 3988, 3685, you got 3987, you even got right here 4188 with 4-wheel drive, 3788, 3788. You got, where else do we have? 3587, you got 3687, 3693, 3592, 3992, 3588. You get the point. There's just a lot of better stuff now. Like, Germany doesn't really have a standout rear-wheel drive performance tire. Actually, let's throw slick into the mix as well. Rear-wheel drive performance or slick tire car, because the first one is the Yellowbird, which is a dragster, and I'm talking about all-rounders right now. So, good German all-rounders that also aren't prize cars too. Let's filter that out. Non-prize cars. Then we go to country Germany, and it's 3686 or 3986, 3885. Like 3788, I guess the M3 CS is a good one, but there just isn't too much. Most of the stuff is Porsche that aren't too crazy, like 4189 and 4090, just overshadowed by some of the stuff seen right here. So that's why I feel like Germany does need an update, even though they do have whatever it is, a lot of cars already in the game, but a lot of it is also a bunch of lower tier stuff and non-meta fuse material stuff like the RQ19 BMWs. So that's why I believe that I'm predicting that the German update, the new update will be German, but it's all just speculation, so don't take my word on it. We'll see eventually in like a week or two, and then we'll see if whose speculation was right. Because it's just all speculation, we're all just predicting, there isn't really any known information on it yet. I'm just going on basically what I believe and just feelings that I've had and what I've basically gotten from all the hints. But you never really know. It could be a Japanese update, which would be interesting. I mean, I wouldn't be as excited for it as I would be for a German update. German update's probably what I'd be most happy about, unless it was an American update again and they had a Jeep. Like, that would be the only thing that I'd be more happy about, is if it was like Jeep, Tesla, and DeLorean. If it was like those three and then some more Chevy and maybe Mustangs, just a bunch of Mustangs, or Shelby too, that would be pretty cool. Oh, and another thing I was going to say was if another manufacturer, they would add the new manufacturer, which would be Brabus. So I feel like maybe they would add Brabus to the game, because that would be pretty cool, even though it is a tuner company. I still feel like maybe, because why not? I mean, I'll just throw that out there as well, just like with the new campaign, why not add Brabus to the mix? So that's basically going to conclude it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave in the comments what you're actually predicting, because it'll be pretty interesting to see what you guys have gotten out of this speculation, what you guys think the new update will be, and I guess throw in there also when you think it'll come out, because why not? It'll be interesting to see what you guys think will happen. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this type of content, make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell, do all that cool stuff. I'm Yellowfin. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.